So for this video, I'm actually picking out two different outfits because I have an idea for one, but I'm picking out a backup one because I may not be able to use one. And the reasoning is this is for next Sunday. Go watch my video where I kind of explained about how Abby put us in an audition today. I was really lucky because I did get a call back. So how that actually worked was everyone got a chance. Everyone got a chance to go through a first round of audition for a scholarship. I really wanted it so badly, and even though I didn't get it, in it I learned what I did wrong, and now I know for next time and stuff. So, yeah, like, in that sense, but then everyone did the first round, but she separated us into groups, so like group 1, group 2, so on, until everyone had gone. And she went through and picked kids for a callback. She did 2 different callback groups, and it was kids that she really liked and did really good. Then, I at first didn't make it in the first callback, and I'm a little bit down because I wanted this so bad, and even though I didn't get it, next week I think they might do it again. I don't know. I'm hoping that if they do, I do make it next week because I did learn from my mistakes. And I'll get to what my mistakes were in a minute. But then, and she was moving on to the second callback, meaning the second group, and she was picking, like, I'm pretty sure it was like 6 kids for like a callback per group. And at this point, she started at first. I kind of went like, I'm not gonna get picked, but oh well. Like, I had fun with it. I gave it what I had, and then all of a sudden she's like, I want the kid with like the red couch in the background, and like started listing things, and she went like, sorry, the names are gone, and then I'm like, wait, is that me? Like, is that, like, I wasn't sure if it was me or not because everything she described seemed like it was me. But I went like, maybe someone else had that same like description. And she never told me to turn my camera off because if you weren't picked, you had to turn your camera off. And she would tell you like, for an example, like this never happened, but as an example, like, Wally, you turn your camera off, like so on. She would say people's names that weren't dancing, they would turn their cameras off. So she never told me to turn my camera off, so I assumed I was dancing, and she didn't say if I was or wasn't. So I don't really know. Then all of a sudden I'm like getting ready, and we actually learned a dance. And it was a sassy, upbeat, fun dance. And then I gave it, then we had like a 16 count improv, which is like in your head there's dance, there's like, you can count to 16 like 1, 2, 3, 4, like you can count in your head, like there's like, like just normal counting, but then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's dance 16 and then there's normal 16. So I was going off a dance 16 in my head. Like, I wasn't actually counting though. Like, some people count in their head. I was just going with it, and then when everyone else stopped, because I was kind of just slightly keeping my eye on the screen, and I learned stay in frame because a couple kids didn't stay in frame. They went out of frame. And then Abby pointed that out. Even though I did kind of feel like I love Abby like some, but I did feel like one person did get kind of an advantage of the fact, like, just in the sense that they went out of frame twice, and then Abby still gave them another chance. But overall, like, they did really good from what I could see. Because mine was listed in a line, so I could see, like, whoever Abby spotlighted, Lynn or Abby. And Miranda, because at one point Miranda was teaching us the actual combo. I was genuinely shocked. Like, I was happy that I made it to a callback, meaning I got to dance again. But the first time, we all had a disadvantage. Everyone in the first group, because the first group, no one at the, Pittsburgh studio was doing it. And yet, with us, we just kind of had to go off of, and she wasn't picking anyone from the Pittsburgh studio, and she also wasn't picking this one person because they go to the Pittsburgh studio. They were just doing it on Zoom this 1 week. So, yeah, so overall, then after we danced the first time, she went wait, can someone, in the studio, I do it kind of with them, that way they can kind of, just to make it easier, because then if they, forgot something, they could kind of, slightly look and be like, oh, that's there, so I went that was at first a disadvantage, but then I got the call back, and I'm like, yes. So, from that, I wasn't picked. She picked 6 because she couldn't decide between the 6. And it literally came down to, 2 things. And it wasn't my dancing. My dancing, and I was nailing the combo. I was giving it some attitude. I was giving it face. I was doing amazing with the actual combo. And my improvising was also incredible. I showed off a lot that I'm good at. I showed off some jumps. I showed my tilt. I showed off some turns. I showed off some hip hop. I showed off some peace signs, this because I really like doing that, and it showed. It was kind of more I noticed that no one else that I saw was doing the peace signs. So I was it showcases some individuality, making her kind of notice me a little bit more. Or, I showed off so many things that I'm really good at. And that helped me out so much. But the 2 things that came down to was my outfit. Well, it came down to actually 4 things. My outfit, because I was wearing my 2-piece dance outfit, which with the camera, all of the computer cameras that we have, they give the camera on them, gives it a slight orange tint, so you can see me and stuff, but most of the time I have a slight orange tint, but you can see the colors and stuff with the slight orange tint to them, so I have to work with that. And so it came down to where my outfit was nothing special. It didn't stand out too much. It's pink and purple. It's pinks and purple and stuff, so it looked good, but it didn't stand out too much. It came down to that. It also came down to where first up she thought I was a younger, she didn't realize I was a teenager. But I kind of didn't care because that gave me a big advantage. I actually was happy about that because because at one point with the callback, she actually picked groups and she put a bunch of people together because they looked older. They looked like older, mature dancers that are teenagers and stuff. That's how they look. And that gave me an advantage being put with a bunch of kids that didn't look like teenagers or older and mature. but amazing dancer. Don't get me wrong, amazing dance. But that gave me an advantage there because when you are someone that's older, if you are someone at the top of your age group, or in my case, I was kind of I'm pretty sure I was the only one in my callback group, which gave me an advantage because then it means I had more training than a lot of them. Yes, some of them maybe went to a studio and been training for you, but I have had 5 years of training. 5 years of training, and a lot of it I'm self-taught. Some of it I was taught at like a civic center, and I learned things, but I didn't learn like proper like things. Like I learned steps and stuff. It's just I wasn't being critiqued or anything. One time I did get critiqued, and I about fell over that day because I wanted. And I'm the type where I want the correction. I want to be screamed at. I want to be told what I'm doing wrong. Because I'm going to grow and learn from that. I'm going to take that and be a better dancer from that. I'm not going to get any better by being told, oh, I'm the greatest. Like, there's nothing I need to work on. I just need to go out and do me. What is that teaching me? Nothing. It's not teaching me anything. Being screamed at and being told, you're doing this wrong, you need to fix this, this is a hot mess, and this is terrible. I'm going to learn from that. I'm going to take it, yes. Anyways, I'm going to take it to heart. As I should, because I'm going to use that to make me better, make me a stronger dancer. And that's what I need. And so, like, it came down to my outfit didn't really stand out too much. That was the first thing that came down to. The second thing it came down to was my hair. It was a simple ponytail. It was literally this. This is kind of what it looked like. It was a little bit nicer earlier, but now that it's been a little while, like, it's not as. But it's a simple hairstyle that blends in with everyone. Doesn't stand out. Then the third thing that came down to my shoes. I was wearing cheater shoes, just simple plain cheater shoes. And at my age as a dancer, I should have been wearing my Laducas and making it more of a mature dance and showing off wearing my Laducas. Because it makes me look like I'm a much more mature dancer, and it showcases, hey, I'm so good that I can do it in heels. And the last thing that came down to, the last thing that really came down to was that I wasn't really wearing, like, any form of makeup, which is fine, like, that's not a big deal, but it kind of came down to my face and, like, my earrings, which I'm gonna, even though I really, really don't want to change out my earrings because I'm a baby when it comes to changing my earrings out. Like, I absolutely hate changing my earrings out. Like, with a burning passion. I'm gonna change them out for my other. I have another pair of earrings that are a little more flashy. They're unicorns still. They're flashy and they're fun. She did say don't wear dangly earrings, which works out good in my way because dangly earrings, I always feel uncomfortable wearing them. I wore a pair one time and then they went to Skylar because Skylar fell in love with them, and also I'm not big into dangly earrings. I don't feel comfortable wearing them. Also, part of that is because with me, I rarely change my earrings out. The last time I changed my earrings out was months ago, and that, to be honest, I think it was just barely the beginning of the year and that was because of the fact that my JoJo earring broke. And so I had to change them out. Situation. If that never happened, I wouldn't have changed them out, And what I mean by I'm a baby, I get so terrified of changing my earrings out, like traumatizing terrified. Like to the point where I don't even change them out. I literally stand in the bathroom holding onto the towel rack, squeezing onto it as my dad changes them out. Also because of the fact that, one of the nurses at my doctor did say something about how she thinks that, and this I actually did notice, after she mentioned, whenever one eye is covered, this eye, for an example, my right eye is covered, my left eye becomes just ever so slightly blurry. And same thing with my left eye, if it's covered, my right eye doesn't. Right now, it's not really doing it, but sometimes it does. And also just due to the fact that it's a really tiny, for me, and the hole with, the sizing and stuff that should be messed up on. It's hard for me to see the hole sometimes because I'm so, terrified. And I think part of that is because the first few times, it did kind of hurt, but that's normal. Because Skylar's mom changed them out, and I explained that that's normal, but then I think I get kind of traumatized and terrified that it's going to hurt when it actually doesn't. It just feels weird for me. One time since then it did hurt, but that was because my JoJo earring broke and the piece my dad was pinching it to pull it out. There was a metal piece, a back, metal piece that was flat, and he was pinching that to pull it out. So that kind of makes sense because my ear was kind of being pinched. But other than that, yeah. So it kind of came down to where Abby did say that if I was wearing earrings that stood out a little bit, like studs or something, and then that would have helped me out a lot. And so it kind of came down to my outfit, the fact that I was, my hair wasn't, standing out at all. It was blending in. The fact that there wasn't really any earrings or anything, showcasing, oh, look at my face a little bit. And down to my shoes and that. Now I know for next week. So now I'm going to be picking out 2 different outfits. And I'm going bright, I'm going colorful, I'm going big. So, first up, we're going to choose earrings. Okay, what happened to it? I could wear these, but last time I wore them, they kind of were uncomfortable. Okay, we have a situation. We're going to come back to earrings because okay, let me check them. Yeah. So we're going to come back to earrings because the pair that I want to wear, one of them is missing. And the only one that has a matching set other than the ones that I'm wearing, which are basically clear and they don't stand out. They're big, they're bold, and they stand out a little bit. But they they're not the most comfortable thing to wear. So we're coming back. We are doing outfits now. my first thought was to wear this, but I'm going to be wearing this probably on Saturday because we're probably going up to my brother's house. And it is bright, it is neon pink, and I'm sure we can wash it before then, but I almost feel like it's not enough for what I'm going with, but I am going to set it there just in case. We're going for now. I'm going to look in here. I don't want to do leggings. These could work because they are kind of colorful. They're rainbow. But also not wild. This is too much. I kind of was thinking maybe this, but this is too much like a t-shirt, and Abby said no t-shirts. So I'm going to dig into another drawer because this drawer doesn't have much. No. Fine. So it comes down to where I'm going to check because I do have two different like dresses. One of them I know I can't wear. They're in the classroom. And the reason I can't wear it is because this is an outfit that I have to be able to dance in. And it's a JoJo dress and it's fun and it looks good. It doesn't like full, like it has a piece underneath the skirt that kind of makes it not easy to dance. So we are going to take a little trip. And then we will pick out bows and hair accessories. But first, we are taking a trip to the classroom. 1 second. Okay, we have 3 options. Gotta check this skirt. Kind of has a similar thing, but it is sparkly. Like really, really sparkly and sequiny. Feel like it might be too small though. So, option 1 is out. Option 2 stands out. Actually, this stands out really good. But it's not what I want. And then we have that third option, meaning okay. I think I'm gonna pull it out. And I'm gonna lay it on my bed just because I have an option. Beep, beep. Okay. Let me lay it out, and then I will think about it. I'm thinking about because it stands out. Let me show you first. Right, yes. But let me find it. Does this work well with okay. At first I was nervous because I did realize this skirt is very fluffy, and Abby did talk about you don't ever want to try to hide your body and stuff when you're in an audition. 1 second, let me use the flip. And it stands out to me because it's colorful. Like, we got mostly white, but then we got pinks, we got blues, we got greens, yellows, lighter pinks. We got this blue, some purple, some more pink. Like, this is colorful. And it does have the little, like, unicorn horn top. But I also feel like it's an option. I like it. It's just I'm iffy on it because first up the hat, like the hat part. But like that's throwing me off is that I was nervous about this underskirt, but then I realized I wear all the time in music videos and it works really well. But the hat is throwing me off because you don't show. I feel like the hat may not fully like work with it. I don't know. My bathing suit, I'm considering because I can't wear the mermaid tail part because I know for fact like that isn't like the most stretchy and like great for dance. Cause this is too basic. It's not colorful enough. Like it has some purple on it because the letters are like a very light purple, and it's a bright pink. But we're going colorful rainbow over the top. We are going to pick out bows. Now here's the thing. And where did my other bow go? Let me check over here. No. Nothing there. Wait. No. Wait, that's where that is. So I'm gonna have to really think about this. I know for a fact I am wearing my Laducas because that showcases me as a dancer. But I'm gonna have to put a lot of thought in it, and I'm gonna get my dad's opinion on it. And me and him will come up with something bright, colorful, and I won't be wearing one bow. I'm going to be wearing two. Abby talked a lot about, like, standing out and, like, not looking like anyone, but, like, that's kind of hard because some of my most colorful things is leggings, and I like leggings, but there are two downsides. First up, they get hot and sweaty on Sundays. Also, the second thing is, Abby talked about how unless it's a ballet or a jazz class, leggings you kind of don't want to go with. So I know that from now on. I learned some. And the reason that this is about like an audition is she was talking about auditioning and like that sort of thing and then giving tips. Plus, she said this is what you want to do when you're in class because you never know when they're going to throw an audition on you like that. And you just have to look the part and stand out from everyone else and hopefully they like it. Yeah. So I'm going to put in a lot of thought. I'm going to look up to see kind of what Gianna is most known for. And like I'm going to kind of figure out what they are most known for styles and what they like. And then that way it can help me. Peace.